Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm hopeful that you can hear me and see me. My name is Wora Owolabi. I am a digital communications manager with Lotus Capital. I just want a couple of people to come into the room so that we can have a couple of people in our audience before we go into the discussion of today. So today's discussion is about childhood financial literacy in commemoration of our Children's Day activity in commemoration of our Children's Day activity coming up in the 27th of um, May 2024 is Children's Day. And we are hopeful that you already celebrate your children. Okay. I'm going to be bringing on board my co discussants with me today. Um, Olaiton, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you too. So I've been talking to my audience already, so our audience here at Lotus Capital, and telling them that today we're discussing a very interesting topic: childhood financial literacy, teaching our children to start saving from pocket money to long-term investment. So, Olaita, I'm going to start with you. So how many kids do you have, and what are their ages?
Okay, I have three kids from 15, 12, and 1.
Oh, beautiful. Wow,
Thank you.
that's actually beautiful. Okay, that's good. So you're well equipped to have this discussion with us today. So I'm just going to go right into the questions for you. So what is financial literacy? I mean, we've been hearing this word financial literacy, financial literacy. What exactly is financial literacy?
Okay, thank you very much, Ura. Financial literacy is the ability to understand and effectively use various financial skills, including personal financial management, budgeting, and investing. It also involves a broad range of knowledge that helps individuals to make informed and effective decisions with their financial resources. For this, for the purpose of this section, I'll be limiting ourselves to budgeting, saving, and investing. So, what do you understand by budgeting? Budgeting is how to create and maintain a budget, which
Okay.
involves tracking income and expenses, and also ensuring that your expenses does not exceed your income. Then talking about savings, savings is recognizing the importance of setting aside money for future use or emergencies, and also understanding different savings options such as savings accounts and term deposit. Then when you now come down to investing, investing is knowing how to create wealth through various investment vehicles such as stocks, bond, mutual funds, and real estate. Thank you
Oh,
very much.
okay. I mean, interesting. You've already broken it down. So, under financial literacy, like you mentioned, we have savings, we have investing. I mean, those are really good topics. But what we are focusing on today is childhood financial literacy. So, I want to
Okay.
understand, yeah, why is it that important that we start teaching our children about financial literacy?
Okay. It is very important to teach about financial literacy to our young ones because it equips them and gives them the basic knowledge of necessary skills that to achieve financial success in life. Then from saving and investing to creating and sticking to a budget, it will help them in managing their finances. And if you observe children with that are financially literate, they tend to have a leg up when it's time for them to make more significant financial decisions. And also, early financial education has behavioral impacts. There's this saying that old habits die hard. So, when financial habits formed during childhood can significantly influence financial behavior in adulthood.
Okay.
Another thing to take note is that children financial literacy, teaching them is also important to equip them and boost their confidence as children. They are financially informed, and once they are financially informed, they are more likely to avoid falling into financial pitfalls like excessive debts and poor investment choices.
Okay. Interesting. So, I mean, children that know better when they are grown, they are not going to fall into all those Ponzi schemes like MMM, all those type of things. But
Exactly.
from what you've observed in our society, past, old, new age parents, grandparents, what do you think and how do you think we behave with regards to childhood financial literacy and how well are we doing?
Well, many of us were not taught financial literacy in school. I'm sure you agree with me on that.
Yeah.
So, what's though we have exceptions, and there are whereby our parents gave us colo, which we can see different types of it. We have the wooden, the clay, and the steel. It is fondly called piggy banks now. And what we were taught in school then was just mathematics, English, and the likes. After school, we're all pushed to the world, and we face all sorts of scams. Like you mentioned, Ponzi schemes, MMM, and there is one that Yoruba calls Sogundogoji, that is money doubling. So, but if we have had the opportunity of being financially literate, I'm sure we'll be very smart at making our financial decision. However, I know there are some challenges that could be attached to not being financially literate. Another thing is our parents, or we parents, we are not financially equipped. That is, we are, you can you cannot give what you don't have.
Very
So
true.
you cannot give what you don't have. So it is very challenging, because even parents that wants to teach their children, they don't know, they are not financially literate, so they are not educated. And sometimes some that are educated about financial literacy, they tend to, there are some priorities that does not make it easy for them to teach their children about financial literacy. So if you agree with me, I think we are not doing enough when it comes to financial literacy. We are not doing enough, but I'm sure
I really
it's
agree
what,
with you.
and that is why we are here to talk about financial literacy, so that even the children and the adults can benefit from being financially literate.
I really, really, really agree with you. I mean, if someone, like I mentioned before, if some of us knew what real financial literacy was about, we will not fall into all those nonsense schemes that are not SEC approved and all that. But again, so now my question now for you, which is how, what are the simple ways that parents can now introduce their children to the concept of money and savings? So it's one thing for you to say, okay, I want to teach my child financial literacy. What way can they now introduce the concept of money and even saving and investing to their children in a simple manner?
Okay, thank you for that question. Introducing the concept of money and savings to children is very, very important when it comes to financial literacy. So, number one, I would advise the use of physical money. So, you give your child allowance in cash so they can see and handle money. So, you also teach them about the different denomination and how to count them. You also create a savings jar for them. So from the allowances that you are giving them, you encourage them to take a portion and save. And they can also save money that they receive from friends and family, uncles and aunties. Then you also set a goal for them. You help them set short and long-term savings goals. This can be, you can encourage them to save towards getting a toy, or a game, or even they can save towards a special outing. So long as
Okay.
you make them to understand that they are getting it out of what they have saved, so they will know the value of money. Then
Yeah.
another thing is teaching them. You have to involve them in spending decisions. You show them how to make choices based on their budget. You teach them how you teach them about needs and wants. Let them know the difference between needs and wants. That is, you tell them needs are things that can make you survive, but wants are things that you desire to have. If you don't have them, you are not going to die. So let them understand needs and wants. The other
Mm,
thing is you lay a good example. So you lead them by example. You show them good financial habits by discussing your own saving and spending decisions to them. So you let them see you budgeting and your budgeting and savings for goals. Like, okay, you can say, Biola, today I'm thinking of getting um a deep freezer. We'll need one. We have fridge. We'll need a deep freezer so that we're able to store foods in the in the kitchen. So you let them know that, okay, you are saving towards a particular, that is, you have set a goal. So you are saving towards it. So the process is now saving, and you are budgeting. The saving is for a goal. So you are saving towards achieving a particular thing. That is, you have an objective.
okay.
Then I will say that if you incorporate all these practices, they are all simple practices, and
Yeah.
they are everyday life practices. It will help
Okay.
children to develop a strong foundation in money management and savings.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you. I mean, you're already giving us so much knowledge. I don't even know where to where to even start from. I mean, you mentioned things like helping them to identify the difference between their needs and their wants, being a good example for them. As parents, you live by the examples that you set for your children. So if you are a parent that gets money and just spends money anyhow, we tend to see these habits happening with in our children's lives as well, because they do not understand the value of money. Okay, so I mean, for those that are just joining us, we're discussing childhood financial literacy, from pocket money to long-term investment. So we're discussing where parents can teach their children the concept of saving money, investing money for a long-term purpose, and also for parents themselves to be able to educate their children about financial literacy. It's never too late to start, but it will be late if your child falls into a scheme that they are not supposed to be in. So you can teach your child from any age, whether from childhood, even if they are teenagers. So thank you everybody for joining us this afternoon again. We really appreciate you. So like I'll come back to you. And we've been talking about the simple ways that parents can teach them. But I also know that there are some resources that they can use. So can you guide us on maybe games, content? I mean, we are in a digital age where everything is social media, everything is digital. So can you guide us on the types of games that children can play that can teach them about financial literacy? Or can you also share with us the type of content that you know about that also teaches financial literacy to children that parents can show their children or get for their children?
Okay, thank you very much, Ura. Yes, there are several fun and engaging activities and games that I think that can help children learn about money management. And one of them is Monopoly. Monopoly is a very good game that teaches kids about buying property, paying rents, and managing money. It's a great way of for children to learn about financial decisions. And also Game of Life. Game of Life is a game that it stimulates life, I mean real life experience, like life events such as buying a home, having children, saving towards retirement, providing lessons and earnings, your spendings, and how you plan for your future. So a very good one. Then I'll also advise that we explore YouTube channels. We have different cartoons apart from your children watching the regular cartoons that they watch at home. They can take advantage of YouTube while you monitor them. So we have Miss Rachel. There are cartoons that teaches children about financial literacy, and they are very good ones to start
Mm.
with.
Okay. So thank you for that. So back to my audience. If you already have a question for Olaiton, please drop them in the comment section so that we can take them at the end of this session. And if you're just joining us, thank you for joining us. You can let us know where you're joining us from. And also, if you have any contributions to this topic, you can also share with us. Okay. So can you now share, Olaiton, can you now share a personal experience with me? I mean, as a parent, as a sister, what personal experience or success stories have you heard of children who have benefited from learning financial literacy from a very young age?
Okay, the personal experience I had is with my first child. When she was 8, she's a kind of person that she likes to buy, and she likes to give. So one day I just sat her down when I was tired of my mommy. I want to buy this for this person. He said he's having a birthday tomorrow. He's having a birthday next week. My cousin is doing this and that. So I sat her down and I told her, "Look, monies are not grow on trees. So
At all.
so you need to understand one thing. Though she was young then, but I got her a jar where she puts her allowances, part of her a portion of her allowance, she puts it
Okay.
there. And anytime she's willing to get something or she wants to gift like she usually do, so I'll just open the jar, and
Okay.
I'll bring out some portion of the money she has saved. I'll share into three, and I'll ask her, "What are you buying?" If she tells me something, and what I usually do is I make sure that what she's gifting is moderate.
Okay.
Is moderate. So what she has saved over time, when it got to when I saw that it is now it was enough for me to put into investments, I put them into investments. And the investment I put the fund into is a mutual fund. So over time, from then till now, I've benefited from um, compounding returns. And because
Oh,
the returns on the investment was not taken out, I usually leave it there to yield more profit. So I'm benefiting from a compounding return.
compounding
So
return.
for you to to have a success story, you need to start early. And the best
Mm.
time, if you have not started when your kids was small, or when your kids was very small, when your kid was still a baby, the best time to start is now.
At the
Because
best time to start is now.
and the earlier you start, the more time your investments have to grow.
Mm,
Thank
okay. Thank you. I mean, the best time to start is now. That's like one thing I pick from what you said. It's never too late to start investing for your child's future, for the type of future that you want. So, Olaito, there's something I've noticed, yeah. As aunties, uncles, all of us, when we give children or when people give children money, you realize that the money does not get to the children like that. It ends up with the parents, you get. And so it means that the parents continue pocketing money, it's like the gifts that you give children and all that. And that's a trend that's been from time immemorial. But we've really noticed that this money, yeah, as much as it's getting to the children one way or the other, but when the children ask for accounts of this money, our parents are like, whoa, I don't know. They'll give you one excuse or the other. So, what do you think parents can do to approach savings and investments? I mean, these gifts that they get, that children get from their uncles, their aunts, their neighbors. What do you think that the approach of parents should be to this type of gifts that they get?
Okay. We are all culprits of that. We are
Yeah.
all culprits. So sometimes you see the smart ones among the children. They will just come, my mommy, that money that Uncle Shola gave me, please, I want to save it. That's the smart one. Even at that, you see some parents still pocket the money instead of saving it for the
Yes.
child. You still pocket it. So the best approach to this is to start early.
Okay.
All the money that you get on behalf of this child from their uncles, aunties, grandmas, and everything,
Yeah.
get them together and open an account for the child, because I can't say okay, put, no matter how small the money is, it can
Yeah.
open an account in any of our banks here in Nigeria. So I'm sure the least, if you put all the money together, the least that it can amount to is 5,000 naira, and 5,000 naira can open an account
Yes, it can.
in banks. So you open an account, an investment account for your child to create the future that you want for him or her. So if you
Very
are looking
true.
at you want to, you are looking, you are dreaming of having your child school or studying abroad, you need to start early. You
Yes,
need to
very
start
true.
early. Best, I
Very true.
mentioned the best time to start is
Is
now.
now.
You open
Is
an
now.
investment account, because saving is not enough. Saving the fund or the money is not enough, but investing it so that it will multiply, and it will
Yes.
be faster to get to where you are going to, unlike when
Yeah.
you leave it in savings.
A
Thank
regular savings account.
you.
That's very understandable. So, like you said, start early. One thing I'm going to say, not just start early by just creating an account. This is for parents. You can't just create an account and just leave the account. But start early from the day of the naming ceremony. Let the account be created already. All the money you get from that day, please put them into your child's account. Let the money start yielding returns. And also, it's very important, as Olaito has mentioned to us, that we start early. Olaito, you also touched on something very important, which is creating a future that you want for your child by starting early. And you touched on the concept of school fees. Like how we know now, Naira is, I mean, the country is the way it is. We thank God for that. School fees, I mean, school fees is a long term thing for parents. You start paying it from 1 years old to when the child is old enough to start even taking care of himself. And it's always a source of drama every term, every session for parents to be able to pay this school fees. So, how should parents approach this school fees of a thing, which is the major, I would say sometimes is actually the thing that takes the most money when it comes to raising a child? How should parents approach this?
Okay, thank you very much. You are very right, and I agree with you on that. School fees is always a drama when it's
Yeah.
resumption period. After the holidays, parents start racking their brain, thinking of how to
Yeah,
source
running helter skelter,
yes, those school fees and stuff like that. I will advise that you start early, like you
Okay.
mentioned, the all the owo ikomo. First of all, I will ask you a question. What kind of dream do you have for your child?
Very important.
Where do you want to be in the future? How how do you want to see them? Do you want to see them and you'll be happy, or you want to see them and you'll be sad? But I'm very
Hmm.
sure that every parent wants the best for their child,
Okay.
whether in their personal life or in their financial life. You know,
Okay.
the best approach to this is just to start early. You start
Okay.
early, and it is not by saving it alone. Like I mentioned, you have to put it into investment so that it will grow as you save. You
All right.
enjoy you take advantage of compound returns, where your earnings generates more earnings over time. Then you set a clear goals.
Hmm.
Set a clear goals so that when you are dreaming of having your child study abroad,
Or even in
what is the
Nigeria
cost?
here, very good schools in
Even in
Nigeria
Nigeria,
too.
yes, even in Nigeria, we have nice schools. You want your child to be in nice schools, you need to save towards it, and not
Yeah.
by saving a low, by putting it into investment, like I mentioned. Then you have to look at the costs. When you look at the cost, you'll be able to project what is you
Okay.
define your objectives, you define it, you set a target. So by setting a target, a clear target, I mean, by setting a clear target, it will help you to plan and stay motivated. You'll be following your objectives. You'll be tracking your results. Am I in the right place? So you
Okay.
set a clear goal so that you meet your objective. Then you get a budget. You create a budget by savings. You are allocating a particular amount for yourself, like a salary. And if you're a salary earner, you can set from your salary at the end of every month. You allocate a portion of it and
Yeah.
set it aside for, you can say, month. You can do it monthly for your child's education, and you have to treat this as a non-negotiable expense. So you don't negotiate it because you are saving towards your child's
Future.
education. Then you need to adjust your lifestyle. If you want your dream to come true over your child, then you need to adjust your lifestyle. Then you need to be consistent as well.
Very true.
Consistency
Consistency is important.
matters. Yes, you can't say, okay, you do it this month, you won't do it next month. Then you won't be able to achieve your goal. And you can also set an auto deduction. You can set an auto deduction so that immediately your salary comes in, it is deducted already. So it
Okay.
is straight to your account or your investment account.
Okay.
So by this, I'm sure you will get to where you
To
are
the
going
dream that
in
you
time,
have.
and then your dream will come true over your child. I'm very
Mm.
sure about that if you are very consistent.
That's awesome. I mean, we all hope and dream that our children are able to have a very bright future. But it's not
Yes,
just hoping and dreaming. We also have to take necessary steps to
steps
ensure
and
that this
action.
is a reality for our children. We've talked today about our children, helping them to save, helping them to understand the concept of money, helping them to invest for their future, even parents taking learnings, ensuring that they are financially literate so that their children can be financially literate. We've also touched on the type of games that children can play. You mentioned Monopoly, which I remember playing it back in the day. It teaches you about strategy, investing, doing business, and all that. Also, it's important for parents to be able to help their children connect these games that they are playing to real life so that they know that these things that you're doing here can also be used in real life to be able to strategically manage your financial life. So all what we are discussing here today under the Lotus Capital Financial Intelligence series is to ensure that people understand what we do here at Lotus Capital. So we're not just fund managers, we also provide services like this to be able to teach financial literacy. But with this financial literacy session that we've just had, what products does Lotus Capital have that can help parents invest for their children's future? We talked about them having really good hopes and aspirations for their children's future. So, what products do we have here that best suits this reality, whether it's short term or long term goals?
Okay, thank you very much, Ura. So at Lotus Capital, we have different investment products that can suit into planning for your child's long-term investments for
Yeah.
education. So we have the fixed income fund. If you are looking at saving towards next time school fees, you can key into our fixed income fund.
Okay.
Then if you are looking at saving towards having your child study abroad, you can key into the halal investment fund because it's a long-term investment, and it has competitive returns.
Okay.
So over time, so the halal investment is not something you can just say you want to, if you are dreaming that your child should have to study abroad, and you want the investment like right, and that means you would you would invest in the fixed income fund. But the investment with the halal fund is a long-term investment plan,
Okay.
and it takes a minimum of say 3 years. And if you are planning to do that when you don't have the money, as in right now, you can save towards that over time, and you get returns on your investment. It's actually is to encourage you diversify your investments, like I mentioned when I was talking about financial literacy, the definition of financial literacy. You the different investment financial skills and instruments, like balanced, like diversify investments.
Funds,
So you
yeah.
spread your
Right.
investment, don't put your eggs in
In
one
one
basket.
basket
So
is
it will
very
be good
important.
if you're planning to pay your child's school fees, say in the next 3 months, you can invest in the fixed income fund. But if you
Yeah,
are
you
looking
need
at a long-term
long
investment
term goals, then you can do the
for your
halal,
child's education, like trust fund, you can, like trust fund, yes, you can
okay,
do the halal
investment fund.
investments
And
fund.
I'm very sure that people online can reach out to you to discuss the type of long term investments that they can have for their children. I mean, to just to ensure that their children have the brightest future as possible. So Olaiton will and Olaiton, can you just maybe just mention your phone number just quickly?
Okay, my phone number is 080, sorry, 090
Yeah.
870 58 375 372.
Can you say it again?
090 870 58372.
372. So, Olaiton, thank you so much for everyone here that has joined us today. I mean, I'm very sure that we've learned a lot today about childhood financial literacy, taking your children from just pocket money um, to having long term investment goals. And we have to know today that this is one of the best gifts that you can ever give to your child. So, my advice today is if you want to avoid school fees woes, you want to essentially plan the life of your child's future, just give them the life that they deserve, then you should do more financial literacy and also long term investments for those children. So, to all our viewers, please do not forget to check out all Lotus Capital products. Talk to Olaiton, talk to our social media platforms so that we can connect you with our team. You can also send an email to info@lotuscapitallimited.com so that we can discuss these products that are designed to help your child secure that financial future that you dream of. So, again, on this note, we're really glad to have everyone on our channel. Olaiton, do you have any words to say to our viewers? Last words on this session?
Okay, so my word would be my word for our viewers and our audience is, if you want a better future for your child, you need to start planning now. The
Okay.
best time was 10 years ago, and the right time that you can start again, the next opportunity you have is now. So if you are still thinking about how to start, you start now. The best time to start
Okay.
is now. Once, since you have missed while the child was growing up, when you just gave birth to the child, you have missed the opportunity, you can start now. And if you
Okay.
start now, believe me, you will enjoy and you take advantage of compounding returns.
Returns.
Yes, and it's even good that for a younger child, it's good to do a long-term investment for them so that they will grow along as the investment grows.
Yes, yes, it's important.
It's
Thank you so
important to bring that.
much. Thank you. You're giving us so much wisdom today. and we really appreciate you. So thank you everybody for joining us. As mentioned earlier, you can reach out to Light on 09087055837. I can see that someone has dropped it in the comments section. You can also send an email to Lighton and the whole team at info lotuscapitallimited.com, or reach out to us via DMs or direct messages on social media so that we can continue this conversation. So thank you everybody again. Stay tuned to more interesting topics that come your way. And happy Children's Day in advance to all our children, even
Happy
to
Children's Day in
happy Children's Day
advance.
in advance. And see you again. See you till next time. Au revoir.
Bye.
Bye everybody. Bye Olaiton. Thank
Bye,
you.
Laura. Yeah,
Bye.
pleasure.
Well done, well done, well